Hello, you've reached Midnight Gardener. Getting in touch with your sensitive side. This is going to be a video about a whole lot of sensitive trees. Trees that mostly are variegated, Shirsowanum. Yeah, most of those. Or just trees that kind of struggle in the heat. I'm in very eastern North Carolina, kind of the East Carolina University area. I could drive there in about 20 minutes. So I'm basically on the water, but the sound, not the ocean, we don't have a beach. The beach is about an hour away. And it is extremely hot, or gets extremely hot here. It gets extremely humid 24/7. And when I say extremely humid, I'm talking above 75%. Pretty much 365 days a year. And when I say above 75%, 75 would be the minimum. It almost never gets below that. Only after it rains does it get below 75%. An average day in any season, the humidity is anywhere from 75 to 95%. But it usually hangs out at 85 to 90. So, here we go. Oh, before I do that, I didn't show this in the last video, but it was in the background. This is Slenderina Glaucopendula, whatever. I don't know, it's got so many words in the names. Terrible name. Little weeping spruce, maybe. So Alarian. These, so you can see, no variegation in here. That's all coming off of old growth. That's coming off of the branches that were there last year when I bought it. All of the variegated branches are brand new, soft, flexible growth. So if you want the whole thing to be variegated, you gotta pretty much chop it each winter. If you want the entire thing to be variegated, which I kind of do, so I'll probably chop it at the end of this year. A very sensitive one, Sunset. This is probably one of my favorites so far this year. It came out so almost like a rose gold. It's pretty incredible, to be honest with you. I was pretty impressed, and still am. It still has a very nice green kind of chartreuse color. I like the body of it. It's almost like a red dragon more. Not quite weeping, but not quite upright either. Sensor, also a very sensitive one. I'm sure it'll just blow its brains out with all this wind, but you know, whatever. It took me years to get one, find one available. That's a true Shirsowanum, as far as I know. Most of the Shirsowanums we're buying these days are hybrids, but I'll get into that later. Esk Sunset, not Eskimo Sunset. Esk Sunset. It's named after the Esk Valley Nursery. Please stop saying Eskimo. It's the racial issue doesn't even really matter to me. It's just incorrect. Stop saying incorrect things. Coral Bell, can't remember what that one's called. It's probably just a regular green seedling or whatever. Butterfly, getting its nice kind of mint green, like a bluish mint green on. Very cream. Honestly, this is one of the first trees I ever bought, I think, after white peaches. And I did not think it would do well, and I figured, no, mine's never gonna look like that. But it has done nothing but look like that. So, just so you know, the last video I told you the house faces east. So, the back corner of my house, basically where this Sango is right here, that is the north side. So this would be the northeast side of the house. So as you can see, the shade is creeping out. So after about an hour or so, everything over here will be in the shade for the rest of the day. And it's only maybe 11, maybe 12, no, it's maybe 11:30 right now. So all this stuff gets sun from about 8 a.m. to maybe 11:30, 12 at the absolute most, and then it's entirely shaded. Butterflies will burn up over here. Some people say they're more sun tolerant in more mild areas, but my area is nothing but mild. Or my area is everything but mild. Is Arium. Very sensitive. If you're going to get one and you're in a hot zone, get at least a 2 or 3 gallon. Try not to buy small ones that are not established. If you're buying, and that pretty much goes with all of these. If you're buying something sensitive, you need to go ahead and get one that can take a little shock, and it can take a little heat or whatever. Those tiny little liners and 1 gallons of super sensitive trees are almost worthless, and they take years to get established if they don't die. So with all of these, I would recommend getting at least 2 or 3 gallon, and then making sure it's in the shade after 11. This is Autumn Moon. This is another example. This one has never looked like this, and I've had it for at least 3 years. It's just taking so much time to get adjusted and established. Now it's starting to look awesome. It's a true Shirsowanum. This is Hana Sukasa. It's struggling a bit, but basically comes out completely white and then turns into this kind of green and white and pink, variegated with sort of an elongated leaf. But that one's I just moved that one over here out of the sun, and I think it stayed too wet. This is Naguri Nishiki. By the way, I'm about to hurry up. I'm about to speed up a little bit. Very nice white, green, cream, variegated. As far as I know, it's the most white bat-winged cultivar. You know what it is, Fatsia, spiderweb Fatsia, Bihu, yellow bark. Let's see, Pink Princess. Yeah, nice little sport. I'm really liking this one. It's my first year with it. I love the leaf shape and how compact it is. Very good color. Sango, kind of a red coral bark. These are not sensitive, but I'm just going to show them to you while I'm over here. Maybe not. Benny Sheehan again. Lillian's Jewel. And Irene. It's a Sport off of Summer Gold, so pretty heat tolerant. Benny Camachi. Dancing Peacock, Aconitifolium, Maiku Jaku, whatever you want to call it. I don't think any of it is racist or anything, so you could say those things. Hupsdorf. Not sensitive, by the way. You can do whatever you want to that thing, it's fine. Also not very sensitive. Benny Mako. Not sure how to say the second part of its name, but this one is very impressive. Very nice little Corallinum Shinta Shoujo type. White peaches. This one is actually fairly white right now. First tree I ever bought. Got a 3-gallon for $50. Thought it was peaches and cream, but it's not. But still a very nice cultivar. It gets a bad rap for being an imposter, but get one. They're great. This little area right here. So we're on basically the northwest side now. I got this weeping Yalpin holly, whatever you want to call it. Kind of shades everything over here. Got the carport, which also gives shade late in the day, which is crucial. So it's like all this stuff is kind of in between tough and sensitive. It's stuff that you can put in a good amount of sun, but you don't want to blast them with sun. Lily pad, variegated Makawa type. Taki no Gawa, one of my favorite japonicums. Just a very pleasant, very nice, just good tree. Catalina Yatsubusa. Similar to, I guess, Kryptonite in a sense, like a green on green variegation. Oh, I didn't see that one. It's a pretty little, got a nice little blush on it. Corallinum. This is one of my favorites. I think it got a tiny bit of very light frost damage. And of course, the wind is gonna blow as hard as humanly possible. As I stand in the light. Cool. Alright. Let's see, talk about that. Another Sensu. This one I'm keeping pretty shaded right now because it's my first year with it. Shirsawanums are well known for not liking the heat. Hanamatoi, whatever you want to call it. Very nice pink and green, almost like a hot pink or just a red pink. I like this one. Candy Kitchen. Kind of gets like a rose gold color when it first comes out. This is Villa Taranto. It's a strange name. Ariadne, which is actually pretty tough. This one actually needs full sun to be colorful and get those good like pinks and apricots and nice articulation. I'm sorry. So, also, this is the north side of this building. Also a bunch of sensitive stuff. Jesus Christ. Shoujo no Mai. This one is extremely unique. Don't let anybody tell you it's just like butterfly. This is basically magenta, which is almost unheard of. Haruiro, which just means like spring color or spring leaves or something. It gets a very nice bronze when it comes out. That's either Red Lightning or Delta Dawn. These are just regular greens. I don't think they have a name or anything. That's a hydrangea. It gets really pretty blue, kind of purplish, almost fluorescent blooms on it. This is Peve multicolor. Still haven't gotten any white off of it, but Peve multicolor and Ukagumo usually you need to get established after a while before you really start getting any true variegation. It's got a little bit. Sorry, it's got a little bit. That's kind of the idea right there. You know, it gets like this white dusting, and obviously, the more you get, the better. Mine hasn't really done a whole lot as far as, you know, really turning white, but we'll see. Benny Sukasa. Noel. Is a very nice, variegated. They seem to have either two different versions or two different colors of Noel. And me and someone else were recently talking about trying to figure out if they're actually two different trees or if it's environmental, because some of them are absolutely bright pink and bright green, almost like more of like a chartreuse green, where this one is more of like a kind of a chocolate sort of dark red on pink. it's very pretty, you know. Doesn't really look like what I expected it to, but we'll see what it does the rest of the year. Johan. I can't remember if this is like a true sheer solanum or a hybrid, but Johan is a must-have. If you don't have one, then you know, who are you really? It's just one of those, you know. Let's see, atrolinear, very nice linear lobum. I'm very into linear lobums, if you can't tell. I don't know why. I definitely prefer linear lobum over a lace leaf all day, every day. This one needs a little bit more shade than what I thought it would, especially over here in the southeast. Moonrise, which just started coming out. This is definitely in my top 10. I don't know if I'd put it in my top 5, although I don't know why I wouldn't, but because I can think of a million trees I love, but Moonrise is an absolute standout, and it can actually take a good amount of sun. But if you're in a hot zone like I am, where it's hot and humid, it'll do great in the spring, and then in the summer it'll start to burn up and lose its leaves if it's in a lot of sun. So it'll come out extremely colorful and bright, you know, red, apricot, pink, and just all kinds of colors. But then it'll struggle in the summer. So I moved it back here to where hopefully I can get a little bit of both, and it's not struggling once it gets really hot. Dragon, the yellow dragon that weeps, you know what I mean. Dragon Master. Nice yellow weeping palmatum, almost kind of like a Ryusin or something. This is definitely one of my favorites. Sagara Nishiki. It's a yellow on green variegated, which you literally never see anywhere. I can't think of any other tree that looks like this. And it gets this really dark, true green. It's the only like true green I think that I've seen. Like so true green that it's almost like a navy blue at times. It's just a really unique, really sensitive cultivar. I love it. I don't know why. It's just what I like, I guess. Everybody has their thing. But it will get more and more yellow as the season goes on. It's just starting. Jordan, very vigorous, very vigorous. Sheer solanum hybrid with palmatum. I mean, I fertilized it last year, and I probably shouldn't have. It has doubled, almost tripled. Actually, yeah, it's definitely tripled in size since the beginning of last spring. Kisetsu Doe. Say, what you call it? Circinatum hybrid. I think it's a hybrid. with palmatum possibly. Circinatums hate the southeast. They hate the humidity. They want to be in the Pacific Northwest. So just know that if you're out there buying Circinatums. Mikazuki. Cool. It's very nice reticulated. Almost like a Magishiguri, but with an elongated leaf. Oh my god. Whatever. I'm really loving that one this year. Oh. That's a new one. What's it called? Rising Sun. It's Acer japonicum. Pretty huge leaves on it. Gets pretty big though. Give it some space.